gives us the cremation, sign-in book, and the ashes in the little box or container. We wanted to view her, but it cost more money. Everything that my mom died of, everything that had to do with diabetes, and she became septic. Was in the hospital for almost a whole month, a couple of days shy of a month, and thought she was gonna get better. She was in her 60s. I never asked her age because my mom used to tell people she was younger. I'm sorry. It's like you're trying to remember something, something happened. That's the only thing I can say. I have 8 kids. I'm 41 years old. I'm permanently disabled because I've had a couple of strokes. And I have diabetes just like my mom. I have blood pressure, cholesterol, everything my mom has. And it's like when the doctor tells me this, he goes, you need this, you need that. Okay, tell me what I need to do. You say I'm going to be here longer, okay, tell me what I need to do. I need to be here for my kids. Tell me. Some of them are really dirty. We've done a lot of cars. I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you, over 75 cars.
There's another car.
Right now, with everything changing and everything, I think I'm looking at $600. Basically, it's been $5 to wash a car, and we had a couple 20s, and the biggest donation we got was $150. I think everybody's been generous.
Evangelina Quintanilla is interviewed by KQED's Carrie Klein. And that's the California Report for Friday, October 23rd, a production of KQED Public Radio. Our engineer is Danny Bringer, with additional engineering by Howard Gelman and Seal Muller. Guy Marzorati directed the show. Our producers are Nina Thorson and Don Clyde. Editors include Victoria Malione, Becky Hendricks, Ted Goldberg, and Polly Stryker. Ingrid Becker is our senior producer. The executive editor of news is Holly Kernan. From KQED's Los Angeles Bureau, I'm Stephen Clements. This is the California Report.
Support for the California Report comes from the Wesley Foundation, improving the lives of children at risk in California. Bracamontes and Velocic PC, San Francisco trial lawyers protecting the injured and wrongfully terminated, fighting for tenants' rights. bvlawsf.com. And Eric and Wendy Schmidt, whose family foundation advances the wiser use of energy and natural resources on a planet where everything is connected. On the web at theschmidt.org.
Here again is Joe McConnell.
Bay Bridge accident westbound of the tunnel has been declared a singular. 2 left lanes are blocked, 5 cars. They are not able to just move one out of the way. It's so badly damaged. Major accident on the Bay Bridge. North 101 Trimble, San Jose, new crash. Right lane, or right shoulder, actually was in the right lane just briefly. North 101 at Atherton, the lane second from the left might be blocked by this dead deer that was reported a few minutes ago. Joe McConnell for KQED.
Brought to you by the American Association for Cancer Research. Support for KQED comes from A24, presenting the movie Room, where a mother and her son discover love and imagination triumph over all. Based on the novel, Room stars Brie Larson, Joan Allen, and William H. Macy, now playing in select theaters. I'm Dave Freeman. Good morning. You're listening to KQED-FM San Francisco and KQEI-FM North Highlands, Sacramento. It's 7 a.m.
Good morning. Paul Ryan says he has seen signs of a unified Republican team, so he's officially running for Speaker of the House, a job he did not want before. More in Morning Edition from NPR News. This hour, how access to a holy place in Jerusalem helps spark new violence. I'm Renee Montaigne.
And I'm David Green. That new violence was the subject of talks between Secretary of State John Kerry and Israel's Prime Minister. Our colleague Michelle Kellerman is traveling with the Secretary. Later, two moments in history: a bloody strike in Michigan in 1936 that paved the way for unions as we know them, and a kidnapping 20 years ago. A mother was stuffed in the trunk of her car with her baby boy in his car seat. The mother and her son look back in story court. It's Friday, October 23rd. Nancy Grace turns 56 years old. The news is next.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The National Hurricane Center says Hurricane Patricia is swirling just off the Pacific coast of Mexico. Top sustained winds are now 200 miles per hour with higher gusts. NPR's Carrie Kahn says Patricia is now a powerful Category 5 storm.
Forecasters say Patricia will make a potentially catastrophic landfall between Mexico's port city of Manzanillo and the resort of Puerto Vallarta. Mexican officials have declared emergencies in 3 states, are evacuating more than 50,000 people in the direct path of the hurricane, and closed schools. President Enrique Peña Nieto convened his cabinet early Friday morning to supervise preparations. Forecasters at the Hurricane Center in Miami say Patricia will bring as much as 20 inches of rain to some regions, along with coastal flooding and flash floods. Residents in the hurricane's path have been stocking up on non-perishable goods and boarding up windows. Air traffic into the region has been halted. Carrie Kahn, NPR News.
Former Rhode Island Governor and Senator Lincoln Chafee has decided to withdraw from the Democratic presidential.
I've been campaigning on a platform of prosperity through peace. But after much thought, I've decided to end my campaign for the president today. Thank you.
Chafee's decision to withdraw from the presidential race comes after Vice President Joe Biden announced this week he would not run for the Democratic nomination. Former Virginia Senator, Democrat Jim Webb, also declared he would not seek the Democratic presidential nomination, although he has not ruled out a bid as an independent. China's central bank has cut interest rates for the 6th time in a year to compensate for slowing economic growth. NPR's Anthony Kuhn reports from Beijing. The world's second largest economy grew by 6.9% last quarter, the slowest rate in 6 years.
The People's Bank of China says on its website that it's cutting the benchmark rate for both one-year loans and deposits by 0.25%. The bank says it will also lower by 0.5 percentage point the amount of cash Chinese banks are required to hold in reserve. All this should increase the country's available credit and money supply. China is saddled with industrial overcapacity and weak international demand for its exports. The Chinese government has responded with the most aggressive fiscal policy easing this year since the global financial crisis in 2008. Anthony Kuhn, NPR News, Beijing.
Secretary of State John Kerry is in Austria talking with several counterparts about the Syrian civil war. He's been meeting with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The talks come after Syrian President Bashar al-Assad visited Moscow this week and met Russian President Vladimir Putin. Assad expressed thanks for Russian airstrikes in Syria. On Wall Street, the Dow Jones Industrials are up 139 points at 17,634. The Nasdaq is up 98 at 5,019. You're listening to NPR.
From KQED News, I'm Julie Small. Irish President Michael Higgins is coming to the Bay Area this weekend for a week-long visit. KQED's Peter John Schuler reports he's here in part to remember the Irish students who died in the collapse of a balcony in Berkeley in June.
President Higgins will be taking part in a private reception at the Hotel Shattuck on Wednesday. He'll be greeting and thanking first responders and others in Berkeley who helped out after the tragedy. He's then scheduled to attend a public tree planting ceremony in Civic Center Park with Mayor Tom Bates. The 2 trees will serve as a living memorial to the students who lost their lives or were injured. Higgins is also scheduled to visit Google and Tesla and meet with other Silicon Valley business leaders. I'm Peter John Schuler, KQED News.
San Francisco is suing a landlord and apartment real estate agent for allegedly refusing to accept federal housing vouchers. The city attorney claims Lamray Properties and agent Chuck Post violated city law by telling potential tenants they would not accept Section 8 vouchers at several apartments. The vouchers subsidize rent for low-income people. Residents who get them have to pay 30% of their rent. The vouchers generally pay the rest. No comment yet from...
Brought to you this morning by Unbound.
We've all been places where we fit in or stick out, but when race is a factor, it can give you some stories to tell. Are there public spaces in the Bay Area that you feel are diverse or that make you feel conspicuously different? Share your story for KQED's special series, So Well Spoken. Email us, sowellspoken@kqed.org. Call our voicemail, 415-553-8455, or tweet us with the hashtag KQEDSpoken.
We'd like to hear from you and also listen to So Well Spoken this Monday morning with Joshua at 11 a.m. on KQED. Look for partly to mostly sunny skies today. Highs in the mid-70s to the lower 80s.
Morning.